There seems no end to the panchayat poll violence in Bengal. Calcutta High Court has directed the State Election Commission to deploy central and state armed forces in equal measure in each polling station. That is, central and state armed forces should be deployed in a 50-50 ratio. 65,000 central forces and 70,000 state armed police would be deployed for the upcoming panchayat polls, which will happen on the 8th of July. Now, the order came after the Commission appealed to the court to pass an order on the formula for central and state forces deployment based on the total number of the available forces.
In a landmark decision, directed that central armed police forces, half section of them, along with half section of state police forces, would be deployed at the polling stations at various polling stations for the panchayat elections scheduled on the 8th of July. A few days from now. Interestingly, citing the example of a person who was killed during counting during the last assembly elections in Bengal. Also importantly, they were central armed police forces were directed to also be deployed at the counting centers until the conclusion of the polling process.
Adrija is joining us to give us details on this. Adrija, the Calcutta High Court today has directed the State Election Commission to deploy central and state armed forces in equal measure in each polling station because, of course, we are seeing how the violence is intensifying as the day of elections is coming closer. Just 3 days left for the panchayat polls in Bengal. Give us the details of the deployment of central and state forces that will be done.
Well, absolutely, you see, first of all, the Calcutta High Court today have suggested that the IG of the BSF, who is appointed as the nodal officer, he will, however, take the final decision. But, however, Calcutta High Court have advised that 50% central force and 50% of state armed police forces should be deployed in each and every polling station across the state of West Bengal to ensure free and fair elections are conducted. Now, this has come this has come up because, according to the rule of central forces, at least 4 central force personnel have to be deployed in each and every booth. Now, there are more than 61,000 booths across the state of West Bengal and 8,022 central forces company have been asked by the Chief Election Commissioner. Now, considering they reach here before the polling date, it is not possible because if each company have 80,000, if we do the math, then it is not possible to deploy central forces in each and every polling station across the state of West Bengal if 4 personnel have to be deployed in each polling station. So, in order to ensure that central forces are deployed in each and every polling station across the state of West Bengal, today Calcutta High Court Chief Justice Division Bench have suggested that half, like 50% state armed police and 50% central forces be deployed in each police station to ensure that violence doesn't occur and free and fair elections are conducted.
All right, Adrija, thank you for bringing us those details. Let me go across to my colleague Shreya, also is joining us on the broadcast. Shreya, as far as the violence in West Bengal is concerned, it is intensifying as we see the poll dates are nearing. Just 3 days left for the panchayat polls in West Bengal. What is the situation now?
See, we do hear heartbreaking updates from West Bengal almost every day. The election is surprisingly just 4 days away and there is no end to the violence in West Bengal. You know, right now I'm standing in Kultoli police station. As you can see behind me, this is an area in South Chobbish Pargona. And let me tell you, the whole of South Chobbish Pargona is burning. Not only Kultoli, but if we go to Bangor, it's burning. If we go to Bashanti, all the areas, we only hear news of violence. You know, it was only yesterday when the governor went to Bashanti to check the situation in the ground. He was in ground zero and he have also, you know, made the daughter of Jarul Molla in Canning to install confidence in people. But we do see that there is no end to violence. You know, in one more heartbreaking update which came today morning, you know, last night around 7:30, you know, one TMC candidate from Kultoli, he was returning home. Now, this person, Kutubuddin, he was targeted on his way and he is allegedly saying that it was the work of CPIM worker who targeted him. who tried to kill him. He did receive injury. He received a gunshot in his right leg. He was then rushed to the hospital by some TMC worker, and in the hospital he refused to continue his treatment. He just took some primary health care, and then he requested them to leave him, and he came back home. We have also went and spoke to him, and we have found out that he clearly said that he was being targeted by CPI. They tried to kill him just before the election. Now this is the situation in the ground. We have to understand one thing, that this is not only South Chobbish Pargona, but we do hear stories of violence from all over Bengal, be it Murshidabad, be it Kuch Bihar. Only today, bombs were recovered from Murshidabad and Kuch Bihar. So there is no end to Bengal violence, and the important question that we should be asking right now is that who shall be taking responsibility for all the death toll that is rising just before the election?